Hey guys, I'm Vicky Murgatroyd from Life Empowerment Project and welcome to this week's blog. So this week I want to get down deep into some of the core issues. Now we're learning more and more about the power that we have internally to create massive shifts in our external world. So I want to address something that has been brought up to me a few times recently, so I feel like it's really worth sharing fully with you guys. And I want you to know the reasons why your manifestation isn't working. So as I say, we are getting super keyed into the fact that we actually have massive power to control, or rather not control, but to determine what we create with our world, with our reality, with our life. And that's hugely exciting. And there's some people who follow all the steps of these manifestation methods and they get to the end of it and they haven't got the result. And there are some people who follow the same method and they get to the end of it and they've created massive results. I'm talking huge amounts of money, huge shifts in their life, huge impact on the world, etc., etc. So what's the difference? And as I say, it's well worth getting down into because I think it's such a prevalent thing, particularly among women and especially female entrepreneurs. So hence why we're here sharing it today. So in order for your manifestation to work, let's first of all back it up and talk about what manifestation is. So basically, I want you to start thinking of yourself as a magnet. Whatever you're thinking and feeling is what you're going to attract into your life, is what you will manifest in your life. So whatever's at the forefront of your mind, whatever's occupying that forefront of your brain, is what you're going to create in your life. The fact is, most of us are so caught up on what we don't want and what we're trying to avoid that that's exactly what we keep attracting into our lives. Ever notice how the most negative people in your life seem to attract more and more and more and more negativity? And the most positive people seem to be able to shake off any negativity and keep attracting the more positive things. That's where their focus always is, just naturally, and that's what they keep receiving as a result. So that's what manifestation is all about. Whatever's occupying the forefront of your mind is what you're going to attract to you. So as we start to act in a way that we are grateful and we feel like we've got that thing already, then that's what we attract. So again, it's your thoughts and your feelings that allow whatever's in yourself internally to manifest externally for you. So if I'm constantly thinking that I've got no money and all there is just bills, 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 that's what I'm going to create. There's going to be more bills, there's always going to be enough, for instance, and they're the things. If I live in an abundant world where my mindset is completely abundant, completely focused on those things, that is what I'll keep manifesting, more and more abundance. And let me tell you, that abundance is limitless. So let's get down to it now. Why do some people follow the same strategies as others but receive no results? And this is key across the board. It's your self-worth. Now, I know a lot about this because it's the exact space that I've come from, and so many women that I get to speak to are still in that space as well. And luckily, we can move them out of it very quickly. So we tell ourselves a certain story. This is who I am. I think I'm shy. I think I'm unworthy, just to get right down into it. I think I am a bad person internally. I think I am angry, etc., etc. And we have this story that we tell ourselves. That's what we think we are. But quantum physics tells us whatever we think we are massively more than that. And there's no way we could ever pin down exactly what we are. We don't know how our consciousness inhabits this lump of flesh that we kind of move around day to day. What you are is magic. And there is no amount of negative self-talk that could ever undo that. But it puts a veil over it, puts a veil over our worth and allows us to be completely blind to it. So how do you build that self-worth back up? One of the tricks that I employ myself, and I get all of my clients to do as well, is to first of all tune in to your beliefs about yourself. A lot of the time our beliefs reside on such an unconscious level that they can take us off track without us even really knowing what's going on. So first of all, let's get that awareness going of what those thoughts are about ourselves that make us feel like we're not worth it. We're not worth being a millionaire or being enormously happy or having everything in our life work in our favor. So when we believe that we're not worth those things, then we'll keep sabotaging our success. And no amount of manifesting and focusing on those things will ever come to fruition if we don't believe we're worth it. We won't allow it to happen. So when you truly connect with who you really are, and this might take a little bit of undoing for some of you of that old programming, but when you get through those layers, let me tell you, it's so incredibly worth it. So to really tune into your worth at the deepest level, it just takes some introspection, because all the answers of how amazing you are reside within you. It's just a case of getting rid of those old blindfolds and those old veils that used to have you thinking in a certain way, that kept you from getting results. So when we shed those old beliefs that you're shy and you're not worth it and everything else, then you start to get down into the core of who you are. Now, journaling can be an awesome way for you to start shifting those layers and getting down into who you really are, but also allowing yourself to be open to it. Where it's told so many times as a child, don't blow your own trumpet, don't be big-headed, don't be arrogant. But it's not an arrogance to accept who you are, because the minute you're in that space of knowing who you are, knowing what you bring to the world, knowing what you can offer, all of a sudden you can contribute so much more. You can live from that space and inspire others to live from that space, and that is our vehicle of huge change. As Marianne Williamson quote says, there is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. By stepping out of your own way, you actually are going to facilitate massive change in yourself and in the world as well. It only takes you recognizing your worth. Now, as soon as you're connected with your worth and what you truly deserve, happiness, abundance, success, fulfillment, and everything else that goes with it, then your manifestation will work. All those things, when you're bringing your focus back into what you want, feeling like you've got those things, living in that space of complete and utter satisfaction and gratitude every single day, you'll manifest whatever it is you want. But until you get that worth, it's a pointless game. So I hope you got heaps of value out of today. I know we've gone deep and we've gone a little broader than I intended, but I really want you guys to grab a hold of this message and live from that space, because you living from that space will facilitate so many others. If you've got kids, your kids will learn from you how to do that. If you've got employees, your employees will learn from you how to live in that space. This has a huge ripple effect, but you are the next epicenter. And until you start to recognize your worth, you won't have that power to change the world. But you do innately have that power within you. It's just a matter of connecting with it. So if you need any more help, if you need any help making this happen, get on the call with us. Apply for one of our strategy sessions. We'll get in touch. We will create a space where you can make huge progression, and I'm more than happy to offer you that free session where we just nut down into exactly what it's going to take for you to recognize your worth and completely skyrocket your progress throughout this year. As always, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I can't wait to see you on next week's blog. Keep being extraordinary and keep living inspired.